Hey everyone, this is Laura Godenick with Laura Godenick Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of January 24th through February 6th, 2022. So today, Monday the 24th, Mars headed into the sign of Capricorn, where it is now co-present with Venus and Pluto and soon to be Mercury. So the Capricorn part of your chart, whatever house that is for you, is being emphasized even more. The good news is that Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So Mars is going to bring some energy, some enthusiasm, some motivation to get things done in that part of your chart. And, Venus is a planet that attracts, that's her job. She brings things to us. And Mars is a planet that goes after something. Mars is a planet that works for you in such a way where it motivates you to take action. So it's really kind of lovely that these two planets are going to be co-present in Capricorn throughout all of February, and then they're actually going to move into Aquarius together, Venus and Mars, and they'll be co-present in Aquarius for a while as well. So they'll be really working together in Capricorn. Venus will try to be bringing things to you, especially as she finishes up her retrograde cycle and starts moving direct, which will happen also in this period of time on Saturday the 29th. And then Mars will be kind of right there with her. Venus is bringing things to us, and Mars is motivating you to go after something. So yeah, Mars in Capricorn exalted. It's very powerful here. Usually Mars is known in ancient astrology as a malefic planet, as a planet that can cause problems, can cause issues. However, when it's in a sign that it either rules or a sign where it's exalted, a sign where it feels really good and empowered, more of the positive qualities of Mars comes out. So I think it's going to be really motivating for us. And once again, thinking about whatever part of your chart is being emphasized, whatever house has Capricorn on the cusp. Okay, Tuesday the 25th, Mercury, which is still in retrograde, moves back into the sign of Capricorn. So once again, Capricorn is such a big sign this season. It's such a big deal. There's so many planets moving through Capricorn. So as soon as Mercury goes back into Capricorn, it is right there, right next to the planet Pluto. And it's going to basically be right next to the planet Pluto for like 2 weeks, a little longer. It'll until basically Mercury goes back into the sign of Aquarius, which will be on February 16th. So we're going to have a long time with Mercury co-present with Pluto. So once again, Mercury is the planet of the mind, of communication, of commerce, of local travel, of messages, news, writing, etc. And Pluto is a planet that unearths, that uncovers what's been hidden. Which can be really intense and deep and cathartic. So get ready to have some more Plutonian conversations or messages come through. They could be really deep, they could be really intense, kind of serious, maybe a bit heavy, kind of like life or death stakes. Last time Mercury was conjoined with Pluto was when Venus was there. So this was around December 30th. So Venus might have been kind of sweetening things up, because that's what Venus does. She wants to make sure that everyone feels really good and connected and that things are harmonious. But this time Venus is not there. Venus is not there to make things better. So you might have to be kind of conscious of trying to maybe invoke some of that energy during these kind of maybe more tough, deep and intense cathartic conversations. It doesn't have to be necessarily like conversations, although I think it probably will be for a lot of people, depending on where Capricorn is in your chart. Once again, if it's like your 5th house, it might be an intense conversation with your kids. If it's in your 7th house, it might be an intense conversation with your partner. If it's in your 11th house, it might be an intense, deep, cathartic conversation with a friend. So it kind of just depends on where this is landing for you. So yeah, whatever kind of came up around December 30th when Mercury was here for the first time with Venus there, whatever conversations were happening then might be resurfacing, basically. And there might be just more information being unearthed, more details. Maybe you didn't say everything you wanted to at that point, or maybe you've since then kind of unearthed more information or emotion or feeling of how what you really think or feel, basically. Okay. Friday is the 28th is when Mercury retrograde conjoins Pluto exactly. So it's kind of, we're going to be feeling this energy building all week. And then it's going to conjoin Pluto again in a direct motion on February 12th. But once again, basically from Tuesday the 25th through February 16th, Mercury is going to be within 3 degrees of Pluto, which is the range where it's still really intense. So just be kind of aware that that energy is very present, and those conversations kind of need to happen. You know, things are resurfacing for a reason, to clear things out. Okay, so let's see. Saturday the 29th is when Venus finally stations direct in Capricorn. This is happening at 11 degrees of Capricorn. And so she'll still be in Capricorn, once again co-present with Mars, with Mercury, with Pluto, and she'll still be in Capricorn basically through until March 4th. So we still have quite some time with Venus in Capricorn, and now she's going to be traversing back over the territory that she's traveled through 2 times already. So this is like the final like journey for Venus, you know, going back over things that have happened since Venus hit 11 degrees of Capricorn, which I think was like, I want to say mid-November. So, you know, things should start, Venusian topics should start really moving forwards again. Things should start kind of, if you've been kind of untangling relationship issues or relationship, you know, emotions around relationships, how you really feel about someone or something, or even about your own sense of beauty, your own sense of attractiveness, perhaps a friendship with someone. Venus rules over friendships and connections in general. You know, aesthetics. Did you, through this Venus retrograde cycle, discover a new way you wanted to express yourself in terms of style? Were you kind of reflecting on what was really valuable to you? You know, Venus rules over our values. What do you value? What is something that will stand the test of time, right? Capricorn is a sign about time. You know, all of these topics, all of these Venusian topics have been what we've been investigating, have been what we've been unearthing. Venus has been in this underworld journey for quite some time. So now that we've done all that work and Venus is going to be moving forwards again, it's kind of like putting the final pieces together and kind of doing a final review, maybe taking some action on some of those reflections you've been having. So yeah, Venus topics are moving forwards again. The excavation isn't quite over yet because Venus will make another conjunction with Pluto. That'll be later in January. But overall, if you've been kind of struggling, you know, with relationship issues, as well as you know, questioning like, what is fun to me anymore? Like, what feels good to me? What brings me joy? That is so Venusian. And if you've been really questioning these Venusian things, clarity should start to emerge. And there should be a sense of moving forwards again once Venus starts moving forwards again on the 29th of January. And this kind of happens right as the sun makes a square to Uranus, which happens on Sunday, January 30th. And this kind of brings an electric kind of energy to Saturday and Sunday next weekend, basically. Uranus is a planet of surprises, of change, of doing an about face. It's kind of like it can be kind of an unstable energy or planet, especially when in harsh aspect, which a square is harsh aspect. So don't be surprised if there's kind of a turnaround, possibly regarding the Venusian topics, maybe relationships. There could be a sense, kind of a jolting sensation, or or just some kind of change, or maybe just a need for freedom, a need to move freely, to be more independent, to be more autonomous. Uranus demands autonomy and freedom. And so, you might just have that kind of might come more into your conscious awareness. That's what the sun does. It illuminates. So, maybe even with regards to relationships, where do you need more freedom in relationships? Venus, since that's happening right as Venus is stationing direct. Doesn't have to be related, although it might be. Where do you need more freedom in general in your life, right? The sun is us. It's our awareness, it's our consciousness, and Uranus wants freedom, wants innovation, wants change. And so where can change occur in your life that kind of frees you up a little bit, frees you up to be more of who you really are, of more of your authentic self. So that is kind of the energy on the 30th. You might also just want to kind of step outside of your comfort zone or do something different on the weekend, on the 29th and 30th, something that you don't normally do, kind of get out of your routine. Okay, moving forwards, on Thursday, January 3rd, this is when Mercury stations direct. This is at 24 degrees of Capricorn, once again within 3 degrees of Pluto. So mercurial topics should start moving forwards again, just as Mercury is moving forwards again, including your Mercury ruled houses. So if you know what houses that have the Virgo or Gemini and Gemini on the cusp, those topics, which are influenced by Mercury's movement, should also start to kind of be moving forwards again. A sense of clarity emerging, as Mercury's been in retrograde, it's been a time of reflection, rethinking, reconsidering, kind of maybe confusion, or maybe just not being totally sure about something because you don't have all the information. So maybe part of Mercury being conjoined with Pluto is unearthing that information you need to feel good about moving forward. So yeah, Mercury stations direct on Thursday, January 3rd. Friday the 4th, the sun conjoins Saturn at 15 degrees of Aquarius. This could feel maybe a little heavy or melancholy or serious. Saturn is a planet about responsibility, about duty, about getting things done. This could be a good day to be productive, to get all the things on your to-do list out of the way. Saturn and the sun are two planets that kind of represent father figures and father energy. So there could be some stuff that emerges with regards to your relationship with your father. Could be a good day to kind of work with that material if you have support to do so. The sun also represents leaders and people who are in charge. And so, there could be issues just kind of in the news in general or within the world at large. Issues regarding or with leaders could be kind of revealed around this time as well. But yeah, Sun Saturn, can be kind of melancholic and heavy. But if we can kind of consciously use the energy to our advantage and just kind of, do what Saturn wants to do. What does Saturn want to do? Saturn wants to work hard. Saturn wants to do the responsible thing. Saturn wants to, get things done, so it's a really good day to do that, even though it's a Friday, which is kind of a bummer. But, on the same day, Mars in Capricorn makes a sextile to Jupiter in Pisces. So there is a little bit of a lift. There is a little bit of kind of Jupiter's enthusiasm coming in. You might be more inspired to get things done and to be productive. Through Jupiter always brings faith and hope, I got to get these things done for the higher purpose that I'm working towards. There's a reason that I'm doing this. There's a purpose, so it could feel actually really good to do those things. And Jupiter can be a little floaty and a little idealistic and dreamy and which is going to be very helpful for this day in particular. And then Sun Saturn and then Mars and Capricorn really keeps us grounded, really keeps us moving forwards in kind of a linear way. So yeah. So that is the astrology for the next couple of weeks. I hope this was helpful. Please reach out if you're interested in a consultation. Otherwise, I will be back in 2 weeks for another astrological update, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Bye.